This is the Wolf Turbo Lite Cabin 450 setup behind me. It is a big, roomy and livable tent with a massive awning at the front. I'm going to show you how I set it up and how to pack it away. Let's get started.
Hit it.
Hey folks, Ben from Snowy's here today. We're down in the Brownhill Creek Caravan Park again, a nice quiet little caravan park in Adelaide's eastern suburbs. Great stopover if you're travelling through the area, or a very easy getaway if you just want somewhere to go on the weekend for Adelaideans. Got some space here today to show you some products, and I'm going to show you how to set up and pack away the Wolf Turbo Lite Cabin 450, which I've got in front of me here. This is a big tent with 2 rooms, tons of living space, really versatile, but it is quite a big unit. Measures about 130 centimetres in length by about 50 wide and about 40 high, depending how tightly you roll it up. And Wolf say it weighs about 30 kilos, but I just weighed it. It came in a little bit over that at around about 33. I'll start by showing you what comes in the bag when you buy your Cabin 450. So we've got inside our fly sheet here. This is the main portion of the tent, the frame and everything, all included together. We've got a bag of pegs and a few extra guy ropes and things that you need for the awning. You get 3 awning poles. It's a 3-pole awning at the front. The one with the 2 ferrules is the long pole for the middle, and 2 shorter ones for each side. And then a 2-section pole here which forms the ridge of the awning that runs out of the front. Now to get started setting it up, the first thing I want to do is grab this center piece, stand it up on its end, and we can fold all the legs out. So we'll stand the turbo up on its end here with these knuckles facing upwards, and there's 2 straps that hold it together. Now this hasn't been rolled up very neatly the last time it was put away, but there'll be a separate strap or a loose strap that goes around the base of the tent here. We put this somewhere where we're not going to lose it. And then there's a second strap at the top here that runs around all these poles, and it's actually sewn in so you can't lose it. So if we undo these, all of these poles are going to start to fall to the side. As we do this, I want to try and work out where the doors are for the tent. Both doors are on the same side, and I want to orient my tent that way. So I'm just looking in here as this falls to the sides for where the doors might be, and I can spin it around to face the right way. And the best way to try and orient your tent or work out which way it faces is to look for this Wolf logo here. That's going to be where the doors are. It's facing underneath the awning. Now I've got to go around and put the pegs in the base. I've got 6 pegs here. There's 6 peg points at the base of each pole leg. We'll put them in and then we can pop the frame up. Just a word of advice when you're pegging these out, don't pull these too tight. Just give it a little bit of play in there, because when the frame pops up, it just needs a little bit of room to move so it settles into place. So I've got all 6 peg points in around the base now. So from here we come to the end legs, and we go to the roof section of these end legs, and this portion here needs to be extended out. Now this can be a little bit stiff if the frame's twisted a little, so just give it a little bit of give. If I pull it this way, I can't pull it out, so I've just got to push it across that way. It'll slide into place, and there's a little push button in underneath here that locks into place when it's fully extended. We do that on each of the 4 end legs. Once you've got all 4 of these locked in place, before you go any further, just double check all these clips here and make sure they're around the frame at the top. It's easier to put them back in place if they've popped off during storage than it is once the tent's set up. Now we need to go around to all 4 legs all 6 legs, on the side now, and invert each of these until this button on this knuckle pops into place, and that makes this leg sit nice and straight. We've got 6 of them to do. And once all 6 of these knuckles are locked into place, we'll need to undo this door, step inside the tent and get our hand up underneath the center hub and push it up, and the whole frame will pop into place. That's the inner portion of the tent set up now. We're going to grab the flyer, throw it over the top. Now this can be a whole lot easier with 2 people because it is quite high. I'll see how I go by myself. Just got to orient the flyer so that the awning is at the front here. You'll be able to identify that with all the zips and Velcro on it. And then we throw the back over the back of the tent. So I've got the fly sheet roughly in place now. To secure it to the frame, we come in underneath each of these legs here, and there's a Velcro tab at the top which gets secured around the frame here to hold it in place, and this is on each leg that goes around the side of the tent. There's a second Velcro tab about halfway down there that also goes around the frame, and then at the base of each of these there is a clip which goes into the side release buckle on the frame at the bottom of the tent here. Further to that, we go around and there's peg points all around the base. We put all of them in place, and that'll be our fly nice and secure. So we've got our fly sheet secured on the tent now. We just need to set the awning up out the front. So We'll grab our awning poles, the two with the single black ferrule go on each end, so we'll just put them roughly in place at the moment. And then the center one has got two black ferrules that extends to a bit longer height, that goes in the middle. And these two actually clip together to form the ridge pole, so we put them together like this. There's a little push button here that pushes in to lock this into place. Just find the locating hole there. This has a collar on here to allow this to extend out. This hook here locates in the hub at the top of the tent. We just need to sort of push up there and find a little hole to locate it in. And it extends out to form the ridge of the awning at the front of the tent. But just a little tip in getting this located at the top here. Firstly, make sure this collar's undone so you can extend it. You can't reach where the pole actually is located at the top there because it's so tall. From here, just push the pole up. The little hole that it locates in is just to the side of the center pole. So you need to just fish around there a little bit until it falls into place. There we go, we found it there. And now, because I haven't tightened that collar, I can extend this out to the end of the awning here, grab my upright pole, put it in place and peg it out with the guy ropes. So we've got the center pole in, now I can just put the two side poles in. That's our Turbo Lite Cabin 450 all set up with the exception of a few things. Firstly, guy ropes. I'm going to take a shortcut here today. I'm not going to set these up, but there's two guy ropes on the 5 poles around the outside of the tent. The only one that doesn't have it is the center pole at the front there under the awning. They've all got their own little zippered pockets here. You could use a single peg out here or 2 different pegs if you like, but put them in place if you've got the tent set up, or pretty much any time you've got the tent set up. Gives it lots of stability in any weather. The other thing we can set up are these windows. Now there's 3 different options for these windows. Firstly, zipped closed completely like they are at the moment, keeps the weather out, keeps the wind out, fully weatherproof as it is at the moment. If we unzip the first zip, there's 2 zips on each side here. If we unzip the first zip and use the extra guy ropes that came with our kit through the brass eyelets on the corners here, we can peg this out as a weather protected awning over the window. So it allows wind flow up underneath here, but keeps the rain out from over the top. Alternatively, this zips open completely and there's little tabs up the top here, so we can roll this window right up and open if we like, secure it at the top. We've got a nice big window there so we can get air right through the tent. Now this features on this end of the tent, the other end of the tent, and at the rear of the tent, there are 2 windows which also have the same features. That is how you set up the Turbo Cabin Lite 450 tent from Black Wolf. It's pretty easy by myself, certainly easy with 2 people. I'm going to take it down now. First thing I'll do is take the awning down. So I've got the awning collapsed down now. Now we just need to go and detach the fly from the frame. So to do that, we're going to go around and pull all these pegs out from around the base and then undo the clip at the bottom here. And of course the 2 Velcro tabs that we've got up underneath here that are attached to the frame. We do that all the way around and then we can pull the fly off and fold it up. So that's our fly all folded up. We'll leave that aside for now. Now before we collapse the frame down, I'm going to go around and roll all the windows down and undo the doors that are rolled up. If we leave them rolled up, it's like a big fat sausage of fabric and it doesn't fold up very well when we go to pack the tent away. So I've got all the windows closed. I've got this fabric from the doors just hanging loose now, so it's going to fold up easier. Now we need to step inside and pull the center hub down. I'm going to leave the pegs in the base. It's always good to leave the pegs in for as long as you can in case the wind picks up. That's when damage can occur to the tent if the tent sort of rolls across the campsite. So we step inside here, we grab this handle at the top here and we pull this down. Now just be wary as you do this. This is pulling the frame down towards you, so you want to keep your head out of the way. Pull this down and the frame will start to collapse down. Okay, so that's the center of the frame collapsed down. Now we need to go around to each of the legs, to these knuckles here, and press the button on the knuckle to invert these legs back in on themselves. So we've got 6 of those to do. Once we've done all 6 of those knuckles, we need to retract these roof poles on the end 4 poles. So to do that, we go to the little push button in underneath here, push it in and collapse these in on themselves, push them right in. So we've got all the frame collapsed down as far as it'll go at the moment. We'll go around and pull the 6 pegs around the corner and we can start to fold it all up. So now we're just going to fold the tent up. So grab the strap that we put aside earlier, keep that just handy, and start to grab all these poles and pull them all together in the middle. So folding them up against each other, we've got to try and keep this fabric as neat as we can around the edges as we do this. If we spend a bit of time folding the fabric now, it's going to make getting the tents folded up into the bag much easier. So from this point, we'll find the strap that's sewn onto our tent and put it around the poles to keep them all in place. So from this point, if we lie it on its side, just take a few minutes to try and flatten this fabric out as much as you can. And then we grab our other strap, we put it right around the tent and we can put it back in the bag. So now we've got it packed up, we can try and get it all back in the bag now. So I'll put this in first. You could put our poles and pegs in first as well if we wanted, and then just try and stuff the fly in around the edges. That is how you set up and pack away the Turbo Lite Cabin 450 tent from Black Wolf. Went back in the bag relatively easily, a little bit of a wrestle, will certainly be easy with 2 people. You can grab these online at snowies.com.au. If you like that video, subscribe to our channel. We'll send you all of our latest and greatest information. If you've got any questions, let us know down in the comments below, or head here for some other Black Wolf Turbo videos.